I'm going to be honest with you. The problem with hustle culture is that it can cause chronic stress. And chronic stress is linked to cardiovascular disease. That's disease of our heart, meaning it can cause problems like heart attacks, strokes, as well as mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Chronic stress can even cause early death. I'm Badalia. I am a doctor based in the UK and an internationally touring DJ, which means I have hustled hard to be able to create 2 successful careers that allow me to travel and achieve many of the things I dreamt of as a child. But there has been a cost. I'm going to talk about that in this video, which I am sure you are going to be able to relate to. I would love to get your opinion on this, but where does this hustle culture within us start? Why do we do this to ourselves? When I was going through school, getting grades, accolades, these were things that would be recognized externally by teachers, my university, so that I could then get into medical school, then pass my exams in medical school, then get the job that I want as a doctor. And as a DJ, getting played on that radio station, being seen at that festival leads to more and more opportunities. So everything is accolade and accomplishment driven. And the problem with that is you're constantly chasing the next thing. And then when you reach that next thing, that feeling of happiness and satisfaction very quickly fades away and you're on to the next thing. This is actually a phenomenon called hedonic adaptation, which basically says that when you experience a new heightened emotion, whether that be happiness or sadness, quickly you adapt to that feeling. And to then get that feeling again, you need to do something that's even bigger, even better. And that isn't necessarily good for us. So my personal opinion is that this hustle culture, within me at least, maybe within you, tell me, stems from this constant hamster wheel chasing of the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, to get this praise and recognition because we think it's then going to give us more success and therefore a better, happier life. By the way, if this is the type of content you enjoy, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I'll be posting loads more videos on lifestyle, health, success, productivity tips, how I balance multiple careers and try and find that balance with happiness and fulfillment whilst hustling. You know, there's actually science to support that socializing improves our health and our lifespan. And in its very nature, hustling means you spend a lot of time on your own, on your laptop, working, grinding, burning yourself to the ground, isolating yourself from people, getting lonelier and more stressed than ever. So if we want to link these things together a little bit loosely, by hustling, isolating ourselves, we are putting more stress on our bodies, contributing to a less long life. Like, what is the point in doing all of this if you're not happy and around people to share it with? It's important to mention that in the short term, stress is okay. Our bodies are designed to handle stress, but our bodies aren't supposed to be handling chronic stress, which is stress that prolongs over a number of months, number of years, or for the duration of our lives. This means we get these elevated levels of cortisol. Cortisol is our stress hormone, and over a long period of time, it can have very damaging effects to many of the systems in our bodies, including our heart, our brains, putting us at risk of health complications, including heart attacks, early death. High stress levels are associated with something called metabolic syndrome as well. This is where you get diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, central obesity around the middle of your tummy. That's very fat on your tummy that's very stubborn and hard to get rid of. So basically, it's knocking us for an absolute 6, which makes me question why we even do it. Not to mention, and I'm sure people close to you will tell you this hustle culture is literally changing you as a person. With that chronic stress, coupled with the transactional nature of relationships, like when you meet new people, you're thinking, what can I get out of them, rather than how do I create a healthy friendship with them. It means that people stop enjoying being around you, no matter how smooth you are, because that hustling just radiates through you. And yeah, they do rate the success you have, but also it eventually stops you from enjoying being around people as well. You can't figure out why you're not making any friends or you're lonely. And then to make things even worse, when you hustle for too long, you start having cynicism towards the thing you're actually doing. So you stop actually enjoying the thing you're hustling for. So then you lose enjoyment in pretty much every part of your life, including your work. I'm not making this video to tell you not to hustle. I'm making this video to tell you to hustle in relative moderation whilst keeping your health and well-being in check? How can you minimize those stress levels over a long period of time? You need to stretch out the timeline with the goals you're trying to achieve. Don't try and do too much at too high an intensity, because that will burn you out. And if you continue doing that, well, things aren't going to go well for you. When you block out time for rest and relaxation, don't try and squeeze this into a day like any other task you've got. This rest and relaxation needs to be part of your lifestyle by prioritizing, seeing your friends, seeing your family, looking after yourself by going to the gym, getting sunlight, going for walks outside, eating a healthy, balanced diet. I know how it is when you're at your laptop grinding, you just want to pick on sweets, comfort foods, and that's the stress talking. Having hustled really hard for 10 years, I have kept most of my sort of health and fitness habits relatively in check. However, I've not been as consistent as I wanted to be. And when I look back to where I was 10 years ago, I wish I was further along in terms of the health, well-being and social life perspective. But by watching this video, you're not too late to rein it in. The point is you have to start making those changes now and start thinking about what really is important to you in your future. Maybe I'm being a bit too hard. Do you agree or disagree with me? Please share your experience and comment below. And also share any tips that helped you get out of that hustle mentality and have helped you reach that point of fulfillment. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video so it pushes it up the algorithm. And if you want to see what the grind and the hustle actually looks like in my life, where on one day I DJ to 500,000 people, broadcasted on 1,000 television channels, and then the next day I was back in hospital working in the emergency department on relatively little sleep but having to perform, check out this video on screen here. I think you'll like it. I'll see you there.